So for this project, I found a large vase I actually got this at a thrift shop and I did pay $3 for it. Usually I don't pay that much for vases, but I'm looking for green glass. And this is actually a very thick vase, so it's kind of difficult on my hand to nip it. But what I'm doing is just going all the way around the perimeter, and you just go around and around till it's either all gone or you have enough glass. And when you nip it like this, you'll see it's about 1 inch long pieces, and one side is usually flat and the other side is rounded. And when you nip it in this way, the pieces of glass for the most part will stand up on their own. So they work out great for a petal of a flower or a Christmas tree or whatever you happen to be making, in this instance a Christmas tree. And this particular glass is wonderful because it's a green vase and the color is all the way through it. There's a lot of green vases that you can get that the color isn't all the way through it, and so when you put it down on a canvas or on glass, you can see the clear part, and the glass that's green all the way through is much nicer. And it's also a very thick glass, which helps it to stand up on its own. And this is a larger diameter vase, so it's good for the large Christmas trees. So after I had it all nipped up, I decided I was going to tumble it because it makes me nervous, all the sharp glass, and you put it, with the resin, it's easy to cut yourself. So I decided that I had tried this on my smaller Christmas tree, so I wanted to do it on the larger Christmas tree also. So I tumbled it overnight for about 12 hours, and it came out absolutely perfect. Looks the same. The only difference is it's not sharp. None of the edges are sharp. So the frame I'm using for this project, I actually picked up at a garage sale also. And the person I bought it from did resin art, and she had already sealed the glass in place. So when I say sealed the glass in place, she took, it looks like silicone caulk, and put it all the way around the perimeter of the back, which holds the glass in place and also prevents resin leaks. Went ahead and put painter's tape around the perimeter, and this is just an extra precaution against resin leaks. I started by first taking the longest pieces of glass and putting those down first and leaving some space in between the very bottom. And then as I moved up the tree, I started getting smaller and smaller pieces and moving them closer and closer together until I got to the very top. So now you've got the basic tree, and what you have to do is start filling in. So I take some more long pieces and kind of fit them in between the existing pieces to fill in the center empty spot. And once I get as many as I can in there, then I start looking for smaller pieces just to fill in and start piling up. Now, the mistake that I made here was I should have cut a bunch of smaller pieces before I tumbled them so that they would not be sharp. And what I ended up having to do was take my nippers and cut some pieces into smaller pieces to fit in there. And then, so if it's tumble glass and then you nip it, it kind of defeats the purpose because then you're making it sharp again. So, so you're better off before you tumble it, break up some smaller pieces and then tumble it, and that way you won't run into that problem. But anyway, I just had to nip a few of them, and then I just piled it up until it looks full and I'm satisfied. And it turned out real pretty. This is what it looks like. And now it's all ready for the resin. So for this project, I used art resin. I did mix the resin up off camera, and after I mix resin, I usually pour it over the glass first, or drizzle it over the glass first to make sure everything gets covered. And then I go up into the corners and around the edges just to make sure everything gets into the corners and around the edges. I know they say resin is self-leveling, but you still have to push it up into the corners and around the edges, or else you're going to have some empty spots. And I just work a few minutes with this, and I usually use either a spoon or my hand to push it around. And then I'll use the kitchen torch to get rid of all the little bubbles. And when you're working with resin, you kind of got to get down eye level with it and use a toothpick and see if there's any like hairs or dust particles or extra pieces of glass where they shouldn't be. And it's easiest to use a little toothpick to push everything around. And after that, I took these little gold styrofoam balls and put them all over the Christmas tree. I thought those looked real pretty. I don't remember. I might have got those from the Dollar Tree last year. We have another store called the Dollarama not far from here that I had gotten some different things from. But you could use gold beads or red beads or really anything that you want to decorate the tree, or you could just leave it plain. It would look pretty like that too. And I used a brooch. One of the other things I look for at garage sales and thrift shops are brooches and jewelry. And I used a brooch for the top and a piece of a bracelet for the bottom. And then I took something called tube confetti, white tube confetti that I got at the Dollar Tree, and they have it up there now, and put that at the bottom for snow. And of course you could use any kind of glitter or anything you want. I just happen to like the tube confetti. Now this has to sit on a level flat surface at temperatures between 72 and 85 degrees Fahrenheit overnight. Usually after 12 hours you can touch it, but it takes 72 hours to fully cure. It's in your best interest to cover it with a dust cover. Hey everyone, all finished. So the video I did yesterday was on the smaller Christmas tree, and I used those little bud vases, the small bud vases. So the smaller the tree you're going to do, the smaller the diameter of the vase, you're better off. But this one I used a larger vase, which you saw in the video, but here's some other, just some examples of vases. So here's one green, and remember how you can tell that it's green all the way through is if the bottom is green. And sometimes you'll see when you get them at the thrift store, people will actually scratch it to see whether the paint comes off or not. And this is another real common old vase. I've already, you can see, nipped away at on this side, but these you see all over the place. They used to be only 99 cents at Goodwill, but they are really upping their prices. I've been seeing these as high as $3. But, you know, you can see that it's green all the way through. You can tell by looking at the bottom, and you can just see where it's been cut here. It's not clear in the middle. So those are the vases you want to get, are the ones that are green all the way through. So anyway, I think this turned out real cute. This is a little bit fuller than the other one, and I did put some diamond dust on this, so I think it makes it more glittery. I can't tell. When I look at it like this, I can see it, but I don't know if you can. And this tube confetti at the bottom from the Dollar Tree, or you can just use, you can leave it plain, or you can use regular glitter, whatever you want. You can decorate them any way you want. You could put little beads, red or gold beads, anything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. And the other thing is, like I said, you can tumble it, or you can just leave it as broken glass. But if it's left as broken glass, it will be sharp. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And I hope you all have a great day. Thanks for watching.